Good morning, everybody, and happy third day of 2026. And I'm just coming on. I am planning to take part in the Instagram challenge. It's called hashtag Finish That Whip 2026. And last year at this time, I had pulled, I think, 21 or 22 whips together, and I had finished a lot of them. I think I only missed like 3 of those original projects, but I've rotated those 3 into what I've been working on at the end of the year, and I still have all these works in progress. So Lisa said, why not play along? So I'm going to go over what I'm doing. I have my projects all in bags that are numbered, and then in this jar I have the projects and I have the list. The list of the projects is here. And when you see the number tag stapled to it, those are projects that I have already finished. So I draw a number out and I finish it, and then I'll draw another one. And that's what I'm going to do with the rest of these. And I'll see how many I can get done. And then at the end of the month, I'll go over. And what I'm going to do is I'm not going to share the finishes until the end of the month, but I will come on and say, whoop, that one's finished. Let's draw another one. And then I'll share what that next project will be. So you won't get to see the finished items until the end of the month when everybody else releases their photos of what they got finished this month. Now, let me tell you, this is not just for sewing projects. This is Finish That Whip 2026. And that means anything across the board, whether you are a sewer, a crocheter, a knitter, a woodworker, anything that you create. If you've got a journal with like 3 pages left, finish it and then do a flip through. There's your finished project. So it includes everybody. It's not just for people that sew. I just have a lot of things that are sewn. Hi, Mary. Sewn projects that I want to get finished. I have an abundance of fabric and yarn that I have thrifted or bought over the years. And my word for this year is deplete. I want to try to deplete what I have on hand, just so it's not taking up so much creative space in my mind. I find when I have too much stuff, too many things to choose from, I feel like I'm in a heavy cloud, and it stymies me. It makes my creative process not flow as smooth. So I want to deplete what I have. So I have recently drawn a project. So I already have a project drawn, so we don't have to draw a project. I'll just reshare. This was the one I recently drew out of the bag, and it's 2 little dresses, and they are a size 1. And what I'll probably end up doing is like I did with the things I finished in January. I just left them in my giftable tub. For anybody that doesn't know, when I make things just to make things and I don't have somebody in mind, I have a tub, and I still have it here because I've started to work at filling it again. And what I do is I put giftable items. The little girls' dresses, they would make a great baby gift. So it goes in the giftable box. And then at the end of the year, anything that I haven't already given away, I let Scott take this tub to work, and the folks at his job get to choose a gift. And I think they really enjoy that process. The little girl dresses that I finished, that I had started for my nieces years ago, they found a home. And I'm so tickled that some little girls are going to get to wear those. And so I'll use that same process for these. Now, if in the chance that I hear about somebody having a baby girl, I could gift one of these dresses to them as a impromptu shower. I don't get invited to showers and things like that because I'm not a social outside the type person. I'm just not. Social events cause me a lot of angst, and I just do a fight or flight when I try to attend events. It's all I can do to stay. So, yeah. So this will be the first thing I work on, but let's just go through. I've got the projects, see, in these tubs here. And I keep these by the serger and I have to constantly move them. So finishing them means I can find some other ones. I also, but they're not in the jar, I have some crochet projects beside me. So there's no saying I can't complete a bunch of stuff this month like I did last January. This one's not numbered, but it is something I want to try to fix or use the fabric for something else. This was one of those tops that has the elastic all the way around the neckline, and it never fit in the sleeve area, but I adore this fabric. So I want to repurpose the fabric. If I can't find a way to fix the top, I'll repurpose the fabric. I'm trying not to send as much out of the house. I want to utilize it for my own use or as a gift. So that's an item that's not in the jar, but is available. Now let's talk about the things that are left in the jar. Letting Scott take it to work end of the year. Yeah. Oh, hey, Pam. Good morning. I didn't see you sneak in. All right. I'm just going to pick them up and set them off to the side, and then I'll put them back in my jar. This is a Tunisian crocheted bag that I want to line, and I want to attach the strap, which I've already done this strap. And I think what I'm going to do, I think I'm going to sew a piece of fabric to this, the full length, to stabilize this, because I have some water bottle carriers that I crocheted the strap, and when you put a bottle in them, or when we put weight in this, the strap is going to stretch and stretch and stretch. But I made this long enough that it can be a crossbody bag, and I just love this yarn and how it worked up. So this just needs to be lined and finished. So that's project 13. Let me put the strap back inside the bag. And I left tails so I could sew it on. So that was bag 13. And again, if I decide I'm not going to use it, it can go in the giftable thing. All right. Not going to look at that right now. All right. This was, let me see what this is. Hang on. This is Project Dress a Girl, and I think it's from this year. Let me see. Number 6, applique. No, I got to switch those. Number 6 is the 2025 Project Dress a Girl quilt. This is the 5.5-inch squares that I cut 2 out of every fabric that I used. So I can do, for each dress, I'll make a 4 patch, so there'll be like a 4 patch, 2 and 2. So that's what number 6 was Project Dress a Girls from this year. Okay. This is a bag number 3, and it is one of those from like the 80s. Do y'all remember the 80s? Barely. It's one of those that you would buy one of these panels and then a quantity of fabric, and it makes this like jumper, and this is big enough to fit me. So I want to make this, and it's sewing themed. It has On the bottom border, it has pin cushions and spools, and I thought how fun this would be to finish this. And then you just wear a t-shirt underneath it. It's the pins and needle jumper. Probably came from Walmart because they used to do a lot of those kits. All right, so that was bag 3. This I need to just do because this is the curtain for the hall bathroom. And all I've got to do is split it in half and add a trim along that front half and hang it. I will need to order a curtain rod for this, but this is number 2. And the reason I hadn't really worried about it is because nobody can see in that window anyway. But some people might find it a bit off-putting to not have a curtain on the bathroom window, but you can't see in there because it's up on the porch and it's behind fences and everything. So yeah, so that's what that is. All right, this I haven't pre-washed. It still has the sticker from where I bought the fabric at Fabric Mart, but I want to make this vintage dress with it. And this is a cotton lawn, and it's real thin, and you're supposed to line the entire dress. And I'll show you how thin it is. It's like those old delicate dresses from the 20s and 30s. Let's see if I can find the cut edge. They folded it all to the inside. But anyway, that is how thin it is. You can almost see me through it. But it's really lightweight and flowy. And when I saw it on their website, I said, well, I got to order that rose fabric because it's stunning. So that is what that is going to be for. That's bag 7. And I'm just going through these again because this is a new challenge. All right, this bag is bag 15. And this is a tote that I made years ago, and I used it as my purse for quite a while. All I have to do on this, it's fully lined and everything. I really hate that I lined it in black. And I know a lot of people, when you buy a purse or a bag, you'll notice that all the bags are lined with some dark fabric. I hate that because then you can't see down into the bag. Because as soon as something goes to the bottom of the bag, it's in the shadows. But the only problem with it is the straps have worked out, see? So I just got to unpick and stick that in. I mean, that's like a 2-minute fix. I might actually take them out and then make maybe some new straps and make them longer and then stick them farther down in. And then I want to, once I get them down in and I stitch this back closed, I want to do an X on each strap just to hold it down farther. Because when I put my wallet and stuff in it, it just pulled on that strap and pulled it loose. Now, this is actually made from a placemat. So, like if you go to World Market or someplace like that, they have the most beautiful placemats. But I just decided to turn this one into this cute little tote bag. Scott's watching something that's got a meter buzzing. So that's bag 15. So like I said, there's a lot of things in here that are just a few minutes and they'd be done. These are the bags that I started and was doing, and these are placemats too. And there's 2 of them here. What I need to do is go in my quilting fabric stash and find a fabric that would work for a lining, and I'm going to put a zipper in them, and it'll have a flat bottom. And what I was going to do is I was going to keep this one and I was going to give this one away. So if I complete this, one of these will get given away at the end of the month. But that's another one I need to shop my stash to find the fabric, and I need to pull the zippers out, but I'll wait until I draw this one. This is number 16. Yeah, if you put them in bags and number them and then just randomly pull one, it really helps. Okay, I'm going to put these back in their tub. So we've got 2 and 3. And 6 and 7. And then the bag. Now these were all in here. I think it's because they've gotten air in them that they don't want to fit down in. All right, so that was tub number 1. Tub number 2. Well, these were also in that other tub, but they are also not, they're not in a project bag. I just threw them in there. These were the little ornaments that I was making using, it looks like muslin and some batting, and then you'd put like a Christmas fabric on the back, and that was going to be a bell, and there's a Christmas tree and a star. And what I did is I went and looked up just basic coloring shapes to make patterns, to make ornaments. So that's what those were. And again, they are not in the unfinished stuff. So now this has got the projects that I didn't finish last year in it. And one is the skirt Simplicity 2185. And I don't have this in Trello yet, which is my organizing for my pattern, because it doesn't have a red T on it. I put a red T on it once I put it in there. But this is going to be a skirt, and I'll quickly show you the fabric. Let's grab out a pattern piece. I've left everything attached, and it's a real flowy skirt. If I can get the fabric to come apart so I can show you the fabric. It's a pretty red and gold, and it has a ruffle on it. This would be a real pretty skirt. I don't know what size I cut out, and I am not a pattern cut out anymore. I trace it onto tracing paper so that I don't lose the other sizes, because when you cut it out on a smaller line, then you lose the other sizes, and I don't like to do that. Okay, this one will probably fit me. I cut it out as a 22. So this needs to be put in Trello when I get to it too. So that's number 17. And you're not going to hear me call out every number on the list, because remember, we've already done a bunch on there. And this was from last year's put together too. This is just a pair of lounge pants that'll look like that. And this is New Look 6101. And I really have been putting this one off because it's a really stretchy knit, and me and knits, we are not friends. I can't stand to sew knits. I keep trying, and I'm hoping Katinka is going to get some of us together, and I'm hoping she can, from South Africa, I'm hoping she can help me learn to sew knits with a little bit of confidence. Right now I have zilch confidence. This is project bag 11. Oh, this one is 14, the pants. This one's project bag 11, and this pattern was sent to me by Janet Nash, but it was from Meljoy. So it's like a gift from a gift that will turn around and be a gift. So this is a gift bag. And I was making this for somebody in the community, but her little girl is bigger than this now because this is only a size 2. So I've dragged my feet on this one to where this is going to have to go in the gift box. But it's so close, it's crazy. So I've basted the zipper in place, and this is it so far. And it's got the zipper is based in place. What I do to put zippers in is I'll sew to where they say regular, like sew that seam up. And then where you're supposed to put the zipper in, I don't just iron it over. I just go ahead and sew with a real long stitch the rest of the seam. And then I iron it flat on the inside. So each is like folded back away so that there's going to be a space in between the two sides. But then you lay your zipper face down so that the teeth line up exactly on the inside with this seam. Then I hand baste it so it doesn't move around on me. And then I'll machine sew it. And then once it's machine sewed down, I'll take a seam ripper and I'll just carefully pull this apart and pull all of those stitches that are elongated stitches. I'll pull it out. So the zipper is always perfectly centered. It's always perfectly away from the edge. And you don't have to worry about it shifting this way. But I can't believe how close I got to finishing this. It needs the zipper sewed down. It needs the sleeves put in, the side seam, and the hem. That is it. That is it. And it's so cute. But it's a size 2. See, there's the little sleeves are in there. And I don't like to do set-in sleeves. I always put the sleeves in the flat and then sew the side seam up. Some people think that's the wrong way to do it. But you know what? You do you. I'll do me. I do what's easy for me. All right. And then the last project is Simplicity 8715, Project Bag 10. And it's a shoulder sitting dragon. Like this. And he'll sit on your shoulder. And I'm doing mine in red and gray. And what I will probably do is I will not try to sew this on the sewing machine. I will probably do this one by hand. Like the bunny I sewed together. Let me get the bunny because he's completely sewn together by hand as well. And this bunny was sewn by hand by me. And he doesn't go in the gift box because he just turned out so cute. I'm saving him for the possible one day, you know what I mean. But he just turned out so cute. And I love that his one ear flops down. And then he's got a little tail. And I just did him all by hand. And I gave him a pink ribbon because I said it's still a girl bunny. And I think we named it, but I never did put his name badge on. Usually when I make things that hang around, like Zoya doll, she has her name badge. I still need to make a name badge for Benji Bear, but Jeff Rabbit has his name badge. And I've just really loved to make the toys. And up in the attic, we have a small crib that's up there. And I was thinking of getting it down and putting it in the hallway just for the critters to live in. Jeff Rabbit now has his own rocking chair, and Scott fixed it. We got the little rocking chair at Goodwill for $5, but it had a broken rung, and Scott fixed that. So Jeff has his own rocking chair. So I have my old rocking chair from when I was little that my rescued from the Goodwill baby doll, she sits in, and she's got my baby doll that I've kept all these years. It's got the wonky eye. They sit together in that rocking chair with a couple teddy bears. But I have Benji Rabbit. I have Jeff Rabbit. Let me look at Tippy. Oh, Howard did hurt you, honey. I'm sorry. No wonder you're wanting extra loving. And yeah. So that is my plan for the hashtag Finish That Whip. And I hope others will join in. And remember, this whole challenge on Instagram is for anybody that makes anything. And it can include sewing, crocheting, knitting, art, journaling, mixed media, painting, woodworking, any kind of hobby that you have extra projects laying around, pull them out and play along. You do, when you post your pictures on Instagram at the end of the month, you do need to list the country that you're in, because some of the prizes, there are prizes. Some of the prizes are for specific countries only, like UK only prizes and that kind of thing, simply because of shipping cost and, all of that. So anyhow, I wanted to share this, get the word out. You have until the end of the month to finish your projects. So jump on board. Oh, I almost forgot the crochet things I have right here. So let me see what I have here. And I guess I should make some numbers and add them to my jar, or I might just work on these separate as I go. I have the knitted baby sweater that I started. This is the right side. This is the back of it. And I finished one side of it. Again, this is another one of those that's stretching that. I don't really, oh, that's where the buttons are going to go, I think. Yeah. I put markers on, but they're pulling at the yarn. I don't care for that too much. But anyway, so I have one side. So this side will go here. And the stripes are not going to match up from the front to the back. And I'm okay with that. But I think it will still be a really cute little sweater when I get it done. And I have the other side. Oh, man. I can figure out what's holding it. Here's this side, and you can see I put a buttonhole in there, right there. And I'm probably going to have to look up how to do that again because I've already forgotten. But I need to just finish this side with the buttonholes on it, and then I'll stitch it together, and that baby sweater will be done. And it will probably go in my gift tub. Then I had started this. It's a pattern from Lion Brand. If you go to Lion Brand yarn, you can look up Serene Shells Shawl here, and that's what it looks like. I was trying to finish this to wear to the Christmas party to match the red hat I made, but I didn't get it finished. I'm still working on it. And it's a pretty easy pattern. And I'm just going to go until I've used up this red yarn, so mine might not be as wide as this. It might end up, because I've got just this much of this red. And like I said, I'm focusing on depleting what I have. And this will match my red hat perfectly because it's the same yarn. So this is my red hat that I made, and it's kind of interesting. It's like a big bucket hat. I really like it, but it's different. And man, I was glad to have it that night that we went to that Christmas party, because it was held at a Christmas tree farm and the wind was blowy, and they had those I don't know what they're some kind of heater, the big ones that stand really tall. They had a bunch of those, but it was still cold. And I kind of wished I'd been able to finish this, but I started it like the day before the party and it just didn't work out. But see, I'll have a matching set for Christmas time. And yeah, I just really like this yarn. This is actually some yarn I got either thrifting or somebody sent it to me. It might have been in with the things that Mary too sent me. She sent me a big box of things that were her mother's, and this is Lion Brand suede. And I don't think this yarn is made anymore, but if you see it in the thrift stores, it's a delight to work with, and it's so soft. And I have it in some other colors too. But I wanted to keep this one true red to match my hat. And I'll put this back on my mannequin head. See if she'll stay up there. She probably won't, but it's okay. Oh, this needs to go in there. And then in the bag I made, I have the this is also from Lion Brand, and it's an easy sleeveless top. There's the picture of it. And I decided to do mine in a stripe. And I'm using the Grace, Peyton's Grace yarn that I got at the thrift store in lime green and this blue. And this is what I have so far. So I'm coming up to the tops here. So this will be here. I'm almost wishing I hadn't put the blue right in the middle, but it'll be all right. It might come up farther. So we'll see if I can get this one finished. I doubt I would finish this one by the end of the month, but yeah. I need to ask Lisa if we could include our front room flooring in the work in progress that's finished. We'll see. I'll ask her about that. If she felt like that would be something I could share. Oh, this needs to be in there. And then I've got this real chunky yarn I'm using, and I've made, this is the bottom, and this is what it looks like here. And I think these would fit Greg's girlfriend. They're supposed to fit a man. There ain't no way a man's going to be able to wear this, but I think Greg's girlfriend could wear these. I have to be careful because this weekend is their 1 year anniversary of dating, and they couldn't afford to go anywhere to go camping. So they camped in the backyard last night. So I thought that was cute, but I think they're nice and toasty warm and that thick. And all I got to do is the top on this one, and I'd have a pair, and I might just give those to her at a later date. And the last thing I have here to my right is I'm working on, this is from Yarnspirations. It's a moss stitch crocheted blanket. So if you go to Yarnspirations, you could print this pattern off. And I'm making it using, oh, sorry, my eye itches. Karen Simply Soft. And I'm holding 3 strands together at a time. Let me show you the tub. So here's the tub I have of yarns, and it's blues and greens and violets. It's so cool colors. And I'll just crochet along until one of the colors runs out, and then I just grab another color. And that's how I'm getting this variation coming up through. as just by whatever I change whichever one runs out first, then I'll change it to something else. And this is really warm. This would be good to put in your car for if you're traveling in cold weather. You should always, always, always keep a Afghan in your car or blankets, especially if you live in cold climates, because if you break down, you're going to need the warmth. Um, and I like to keep a blanket in my car when we're traveling in case, I start getting cold or Scott gets cold. One of us can cover up while the other one's driving. So yeah, it's all the blue, all cool colors are going into this. And I had already caked up. This whole bin is full to the bottom. And it's got all kinds of colors in it. And I don't worry about which one I grab next, because whatever color you run out of, you can switch to another one, but you're going to continue with the other colors until they run out. So the color just keeps flowing, and it just ebbs and changes slightly as you go along. So you can see in here, the purple has kind of flowed all the way up through, but in different shades. And you just got to not worry about it. Just go with the flow. And it works itself out, and it still looks pretty. And this will probably be something I work on about 30 minutes to an hour each night until I've used the yarn up is the plan. And I still have one huge box. It's nothing but Karen Simply Soft. So there's that. I could probably do it again in warm colors. So red, orange, yellow, that type of thing. So those are the crochet and knit projects. I have one knit and the rest are all crochet. So I have shared what I have laying around, and this is only a small portion. I know Josie wants me to pull my quilt tops out and show those. I'm not going to include any quilts in this Finish That Whip 2026 challenge, as I have 2 baby quilts over there that were on my list to finish toward the end of the year, and I've just been putting them off. Right now, I'm focusing on finishing the floor. For those that have seen, we're 1 foot away from the wall, and we're hoping to finish that today. And people have been asking about Tippy, and he's here, so I'm going to turn this around. There he is. And he's still having a little bit of trouble getting his full breath. But he's been playing this morning. And in about 45 minutes, we'll give him another Lasix. Yeah, it's a water pill. And we're trying to get the fluid off from his chest. Hi, Josie. See, there's Josie now. I was just speaking about you. You must have heard your name. But he is doing a bit better. He's still, you can see how he's taking a deep breath. And it used to go way in when he tried to push it, put the air in. So we still don't know what we're going to find on Wednesday when I take him back. They're hoping that the water pill has cleared his chest cavity so that she can see and hear his heart rate, because she kept tapping her stethoscope because she couldn't hear his heart at all. And then when they did the x-ray, it just looked real dark. But he is doing better. He's been playing with Howard, and I think he overdid it a little bit this morning, and I think Howard hurt him. Where you're seeing no hair here, that's where they had to shave, and they went in trying to pull the fluid off with a needle when he was there last week. So that's why he doesn't have any hair right there. But he's doing better, and he's been wanting extra loving, which makes Howard jealous. But hopefully, whatever's going on with him, we can find out, and he'll be with us for a long time. And if not, we're just going to enjoy him for as long as we can, aren't we, Tim? He's your baby. Yeah. So there's the update on that. Hi, Laura. So there we go. And I left my Christmas lights up just so I'd have more. Oh, here he comes. He says, oh, you're going to give love? I'll come get some of that. Hi, buddy. They've been worried about you. Yeah, they've been asking about you. So anyway, and I don't know what's going on with him. We still don't know. It could be a genetic heart issue. It could be a tumor. We don't know. We don't know. She was talking about sending him to a cardiologist, and I just can't afford that. I'm just going to ask her if there's something we can do just to keep him comfortable. I am not giving him any more gabapentin. That was terrifying. I mean, he went completely limp. I thought I'd killed my cat. But he's better now that we quit doing that. Happy New Year, everybody. All right. There he goes. So if you have got some whips around, works in progress, and it doesn't matter what they are, join in on this hashtag Finish That Whip 2026. And then at the end of the month, share your pictures on Instagram and with the hashtag and the country that you live in. All right. I will see you guys probably next Monday morning. We're going to start our work on our Bits and Bob's little book. We're going to do some index card pages Monday morning. And I will see you then. Thank you for being here. Bye.